What's up, guys? It's my first YouTube video, so yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. Never done one of these and whatnot. Just want to jump on here real quick, introduce myself. I'm Zach. As you would suspect, I'm a trucker. I've been in the game for a little while. I'm a company driver. I've only been driving maybe 7-8 months. I actually gotta look. I am regional. I'm out for a week. I'm home for 2 days. It's not a bad deal. Pays my bills, keeps me happy. Actually, most money I ever made. Quick little story about that. But before I get into that, I want to thank the White Trash Trucker. He's my first person to ever train me after I got out of CDL school. That guy, completely chill, completely badass. You definitely will learn from that man. I'll actually even throw him out. He works over at Night Transportation. So if you're going over there for your first trucking job, definitely ask for that guy. Aaron, that one's for you, my man. If you didn't train me like you did, I wouldn't have this outlook on trucking. And I also want to thank This Guy Trucks with his off the cuff, unedited, no bullshit, just straight up truth, straight up having fun, showing what trucking can be really about, and just the true struggles of everyday life out here on the road. And I know I'll get some flack for that because, oh, you're only out for a week. It don't matter to you. You're home all the time. It still applies to everybody. That's the thing, you know? Doesn't matter you're out here for a day, for a week, for a year. It still applies to everyone. It's still a tough fight. We're out here all trying to do the same thing, trying to work together, trying to get the job done. That's what it is. I want to do more of an unedited thing, mainly because it's just what's going on in my mind, what's going on around me, just a bit easier, and I'd rather be off the cuff. I don't want no script. I'm following a little bit of a script today, just so I can have a thing I can kind of follow, just to keep my thoughts about me and whatnot. This ain't my first time. This is my first time really actually having a career. So it's pretty wild for me, but that's why I'm kind of following. I got a little list right here to kind of follow through. With me, you're gonna notice I'm all over the place. ADHD. My mind is a freaking bag of marbles half the day. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted and I just want to just sleep. That's one thing to say about trucking is you have to be alert all the time. There's always something happening around you. For me, a little bit of an ADHD brain going on. It's freaking perfect. That's pretty much why you're gonna see me moving around, moving my head. It doesn't look like I'm focused at all. Just there's always a million things running through my mind. Can't remember a damn thing to say to myself though. You can ask my woman. She's something else. Anytime I ask her, hey honey, what time you working? And it'd be like the 5th or 6th time that day, she's already ready to strangle my neck. But I love her, and she puts up with those crazy antics. Not by choice always, but if it wasn't for her and her support too, it'd be really a lot harder being out here on the road and whatnot. Honestly, if it wasn't for her, I don't even know if I would have made it through school, because honestly, this was one of the scariest things I ever did. Walking to CDL school, you know. Probably like most CDL schools, I only went to one, passed through on my first try, and with that I was happy. My trainer, or I should say my instructor, cool dude. He took a little bit extra time with me, made sure I needed to know what I needed to know, but in order to pass, you learn the bare bones of what you needed. The way he put it was, we're gonna teach you just enough to pass the test, and you'll learn everything else out on the road. And personally, not a fan of that. That's not my style. I want to at least be able to kind of halfway do the job before I don't even think I can do the job. And you know, he was typical terms. He came in first days. He's an older dude, super trucking. All these different terms I've never heard in my life. Just super trucking. I actually had to look some of this stuff on and Google the hell out of a 5-minute conversation. I was like, what the heck is he talking about? But so I came up with a saying for myself, which always cracks me up, is whenever I do across some of these on quote unquote angry drivers or super truckers who think their shit don't stink, and you always hear them either on the CB or just talking out loud and proud. I get it. Be proud of what you're doing, but we ain't here to stand around, you know. I always say though, it is I call it super trucking motherfucking. But that's just me. That's my own little saying for it. I had a guy I heard on the CB. I actually have one in my truck, and he's over there, "You sons of bitches, motherfucker." And me, I can't resist it. I got poked every now and then to put the preventable bear, or however you say that word. Like, I don't even speak right. Don't really care. I say it how I hear it, and I say it how I see it. But yeah, I was just complaining on the radio. Man, I was like, I just got on that CB real quick just for fun. I was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm already started my day. I'm just kind of laughing about it. So I'm like, keep at it, bro. Super trucking motherfucking. Don't ever stop. He gave me the so-called riot act after that, but it was funny. I was just delivering my load. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But anyways, I'm getting off track again. That's just me. I wanted to tell you guys about a couple of jobs, what I was doing beforehand. I'm 33, and yeah, my first legitimate career. And I worked a lot of BS, garbage, dead end, no life jobs. I started back in the day. I'll even admit though, this boss I had, my first legitimate real boss, cool dude, really took care of us. But I was working at Chipotle. Chipotle was my gym. I worked there for like three years or so, give or take. And really good guy. Let you work as many hours as you wanted. I mean, heck, I was 18, so I just worked all the time anyways. And by the end of the year, my projected salary was like supposed to be only like $20,000 for an hourly worker. I was only getting like $9 an hour at the end of it. And I walked away making about $30,000, $32,000 for the year, some crazy crap like that. But a lot of hours. The food industry was pretty cool. I really did enjoy Chipotle. I had some really cool coworkers. I always, it was definitely like a whole group of misfits kind of got smashed together, and that's kind of where I started learning like that whole, you know, that so-called diversity within the workforce stuff, and you know, technical terminology. But it was really crazy because it was like a all your different high school cliques. You know, you had your jocks, you had your goth, emos, skaters, your burnouts, your potheads, your average dudes, whatever, your football player. You know what I mean about that. And yeah, my boss, his name's Rob Shea, man. He took us all in, and we actually all worked together really well. It was really cool. It was really cohesive. Really cool guys. I still would work with them to this day if they were around, but we all went our separate ways. I mean, we all had growing to do. We all had different things we wanted to do. I was still figuring out life and whatnot, so it took me a long time. Like I said, it took me 33 years to figure out what to do as a career, and this was even my first choice. This is like one of my last choices. I was down and out, as they were saying, and I hate to say it like that, but that's kind of what I was feeling. And I was like, crap. After Chipotle, a couple sales jobs, just like Sears and whatnot, and just dumb jobs. Like, I went through a bunch. I can't remember half the jobs I even had. But it was a wild ride. I mean, I wasn't always in the best circumstances and whatnot. And after that, I mean, really my other biggest job was I got into the driving industry. I'll call it, because I got into driving for Access. Access was really cool. I had met a lot of really cool people. Definitely you earn your wings with that. I'm from the Pittsburgh area, so anyone knows anything about Pittsburgh, there's a few things. We have the hills, we have those tiny ass streets, and we only have 2 seasons. Summer, construction. Or, I'm sorry, that's winter and construction. And it's the only place I know that you can hit all 4 actual seasons in a day. It's crazy how you can have. It'd be like 30, 20 degrees and snowing in the morning. By 10 o'clock, it's windy like a fall day. And 12 o'clock, it's pouring down rain. And 4 o'clock, it's 65 with the sun out. It'll blow your mind. I hope I don't sound too bad on this video. I really don't know how that's going to work and whatnot. So from there, I was working at Access. Access was really cool. Like I said, I was strapping down. I was working with the elderly, working with wheelchairs, just a whole different groups of really cool people. I had a lot of fun doing it. I put a lot of hours in. Still, that was again a low-end job. Where I was working at, I think they got bought out by another company or whatnot. But I was only making $11 an hour, and yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. I mean, pay-wise, it sucked. People were pretty cool. I mean, I was a night shift driver, so I would come in around 12, 1 o'clock, rolled out until about midnight before I came back in. And let's see, let me think here. After that, I think I got into another transportation job. That's kind of where my journey really started in the driving industry. Was with that Access, and I went to another place, driving a wheelchair van for another company. They did just particularly senior centers, and I drove there I think another 2-3 years, something like that, or maybe it was a year, something like that. I don't really remember. So it was really cool. I liked it at first. It was I got a little bit of a pay raise. I went from 11 to I think 14. For me, that's a huge difference. I was like, holy crap, I'm getting $14. I'm doing something myself. At least that's what I thought. And you know, you rinse, repeat, do the same thing. After driving there for about a year, I got into doing the logistics side, and I did that for I think maybe a year and a half, somewhere in that range. And I had 32 vehicles under me, and I got to play the logistics side. And honestly, I hated it. I mean, it was all right for like 6 months, and then after that, it's just like, no, this is more of a headache than what it's worth. I want to be out there. And that's when I found out. I was like, hey man, desk jobs ain't for me. And that's just me. I hate the desk. And I don't know why. It's just boring. I like seeing what's going on around me out in the world and whatnot, I guess. After that, I went back to being a driver. Left the desk job, same company, went back to driving. After that, found another opportunity, paying a little bit more, driving box truck, delivering packages. And that was cool. It was a pretty cool gig for a little while. I mean, the company there, I mean, $18 an hour, not a bad deal to start with. The way they ran it, they basically told you right out of the gate, look, you're nothing but a slab of meat. We'll replace you in the very beginning. So you knew what you were walking into. You knew it was a dead-end job. But hey, it was paying the bills. And after a while, just not happy about it. It just sucks. It's the same repetitive bullshit over and over again. And it didn't matter if you were a great driver or if you were a crappy driver. It just didn't matter. You were just you were meat in the seat. And that's what that is. And I ended up leaving that job, and then I was kind of floating around for a little while, and then I said, you know what, I knew I needed to make a change, and I was talking to my girl, and I told her, I think for this conversation, she's not to remind me of this conversation. Her memory a million times better than mine, so I may have to ask her exactly how that conversation went. But I think basically was, hey hon, I think I want to go to school, and I'm gonna go and get my CDL, because the only skills I have in life are driving. I don't have the computer skills I would need to get into like a quote-unquote IT things, or into another thing doing logistics, which is boring anyways, and at least boring to me. I can understand it. I like learning a little bit about it, but I don't need to get involved in it. That's the thing. And I really just thought about what skills I had to offer, what my resume looked like, and I went, I really don't have any skills that would make me a successful person in any of the traditional roles. Computers, veterinarians, what have you, you know what I mean. People know. It just, and at that point I kind of like, you know what, I always never went the traditional route, so I stuck to school, so getting a bachelor's degree was completely out of the question. I definitely don't have the, it's not the mental fortitude, it's the discipline to sit down, open a book, and actually put the work in to study and learn that material. I don't have that discipline, and that's just me. And on this channel, that's what you're going to get. And one of the biggest things I'm going to tell you is, as the name says, the laughing trucker, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, man. You got to look at all the crap and the dumb things you've done in life, and the criticisms you take, and the things you learn about and whatnot, and the mistakes you make. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't learn, I don't think. That's just me, though. Oh, shit. Wow. I'm going to go up, and I was going to try and make a little bit longer video. But that's whenever I decided to get my CDL. I went a little bit of a different route. I was unemployed. So what was cool with my state of PA, there's probably other programs like it around. I went through what we have here is called Career Links, and they set me up, and I got funding from the state. And the deal with the state was pretty simple. Was, hey, we'll send you to school, you pass your physical, you get your CDL license, and you get a job, and you don't got to pay back the $10,000. I said, all right, that's easy enough. I know I can get a job pretty much easily. And I'm like, well, I know I can learn this stuff, and that's what I went and did. And so went to school, did 6 weeks, got my CDL, failed my pre-trip once, and that's because I made a dumb mistake on my air brakes, and I said the wrong PSI. Otherwise I would have passed that test the very first time, which would have been pretty cool. But hey, stuff happens, you know. So from there, I ended up getting a job very quickly over at like H.O. Welding, I think it was. And I actually didn't even last. I washed out. I'll probably make a video about that or something. But like I said, this is just kind of like a quick intro of like who's me, a little bit of like what I used to do, how I got into doing this and whatnot. Yeah, I washed out. I just didn't have the skills for what they were asking. They hire right out of CDL school. So that's the other issue. That was the issue for me, is like I had no backing skills. Like when I did my backing test, there was a literal piece of paper on a dash. There was tape on the truck, on the 48-footer truck, and literally it was just follow the instructions. You didn't even have to look where you were backing that truck into. As long as you follow that paper verbatim, done, easy. Didn't even have to look. I didn't look when I parallel parked. That's how easy they made it so you could get your CDL. I know it's wild, it's crazy, but hey, you know what? I'm glad I got it. Best thing I could have done. So after I got done with CDL school, H.O. Welding, that was like a quick week, whatever. Then I ended up, a buddy of mine called me and he said, hey, come over here to night. So all right, I'm like cool, all right, I'll take anyone. They merged with Swift and whatnot, so everyone knows. So yeah, I was a night driver who's also partnered with Swift, so I guess you can say I'm also somehow a Swift product or whatnot. But out of the time I've been on the road, no accidents, no pullovers, no missed way stations, no actually no DOT inspections so far, which is damn impressive if you ask me. I'm lucky as hell. I don't know how it happens, but that's just me. And I'm happy about that, but honestly I would like to go through one just so I know what it's like and what they're actually looking for and whatnot. Not that I want to get a fine or anything. I'm just interested to know what is the process of that, you know? because I hear all this crap out there. Oh, avoid those DOTs at all costs. They'll take you for everything you got. And I was like, all right. All that stuff's overhyped. I heard that during school. I hear it out here now. I think there's a lot of overhype. I think if you're just pretty much probably a reasonable person, they're going to be pretty reasonable with you. They're still going to rate you up probably for something, but that's just the way the game works. Let's see, yeah, worked at night. Now I am over at another company. I only was at night for maybe, I think, 4 months. And about 4 months, I jumped ship. I had a really good opportunity come in front of me. I'm not going to say where I work now, but I will say they are very high on safety. They are very cool people. They are an excellent company so far to work for. I'm getting 60 cents a mile. After I get these last 30 days in, I'm going to go up to 61. To me, that's phenomenal. I mean, between night, where I was only getting 46 cents a mile after I hit my 30,000, to 61 here once this month is done. That's tremendous. In my opinion, that is tremendous. And I haven't made this kind of money before. And I still think I'm only making like $500 a week. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. But that's what I base my budget off of. I mean, that's what it comes with. It comes with territories, knowing how to budget and whatnot. And I know I will sound like probably like an owner operator at times. I'm not. I'm a company driver. I might go down that route one day, but I definitely don't know enough, and that's just me. I really don't. Like last week, that big ice storm that rolled through Indianapolis and Ohio, Pennsylvania, whatnot. I was in Indy. I was at the Flying J, and my brakes blew. My tires ripped apart coming down the road after I picked up a trailer, not knowing that my the lines, the valve didn't open all the way for the brakes on the trailer, and I ripped 2 tires apart, and I sat there for a day waiting for someone to come and fix that up. And I was talking to another guy there, and he was just kind of informing me like, hey man, you got to put antifreeze in the lines and whatnot, and kind of give me some bunch of winter tips that really helped me out. And I'll say it was one heck of a learning experience. I learned a lot in those couple of days. Didn't make much money, but I still learned a lot. I was really happy. I was really happy that I was learning. Wasn't happy that I was losing money. But it is what it is on that stuff. I mean, you gotta take some. You'll win some. You'll lose some. But the thing is, you gotta get back up. Gotta keep them rolling. And that's one thing I do like about this is just you out here. You're kind of the boss, even as a company driver. As a company driver, I know I'm not the technical boss, but I'm not forced to take loads. I work as much as I want. If I tell them, I was like, man, I need a break for the day, or I'll just do one load, they're cool with it. They work with it. It almost feels like you're an owner operator minus the amount of risk you got to take and the potential of earning as much as an owner operator would. But other than that, I mean, this is what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to learn. I'm new. I'm a rookie. I might have, let me think here, 30, I probably have maybe 70, 80,000 miles under, probably not 80. I'd say 60, 70 would probably be more realistic under my belt. Right now, I'm pulling like 2,000 miles a week. If I'm doing really good, I'll hit 2,200. If I don't run into any issues, I'll hit 2,200. And originally, like that, started out as like an OTR driver, you know. I was lucky enough where Night did work with me a little bit. It was hard because I wanted to be home every weekend, and they're like, well, OTR drivers don't go home every weekend. I said, well, this OTR driver does. And it was a bold statement to make because I'm a rookie, and I know I'm supposed to quote unquote pay my dues with that, but this industry's changed a lot, and if I start ranting on that, I'll make that another video. Especially as I know I can go on for a while. I'm trying to get my brother into it. I hate seeing how he has to work 2 or 3 jobs sometimes, and he's under the same impression as I'm gonna say it like this. old school truckers, where when you originally got your license, hey, you went out and you paid your dues, you did OTR, and then you made it to the so-called holy grail of a local job. Now there's a lot more local stuff out there and whatnot, and where you can get a local job right out of CDL school. It's a little harder, but you can do it. But that's one thing I'm trying to explain to my brother. Is like, hey man, you don't have to do OTR life. But honestly, that's why I'm trying to get him into it, just because I know there's money here, and you really, the only thing you needed to learn how to do is learn how to drive. And once you learn how to drive, and you're just be consistent, be on time, and then you're out here doing your own thing. And it doesn't matter if you're a local guy, if you're an OTR guy or a regional, whatever you're doing. As long as you're out here doing your thing, we're all trying to do the same thing. Get this shit delivered. In the end, that's really what it is. Fuck, I say I'm a lot. But yeah, but this is just me. You're definitely gonna get more content. I'm incredibly nervous about putting this out there. I do want to try and put some longer videos out there. You'll never get me driving. You're always gonna get me in my bunk, and that's just me. I do have some stories. I mean, in a short time I've been on the road, there's some stories to be had, some stories to be said. I'm hoping I can meet up with my boy White Trash Trucker at some point. You want to see us getting some different conversations, me and him get some heated debates. He trained me for 4 weeks when I was for a whole month, and then I kind of was let on my own at night. Would I like to do some more training? Yeah, I would have, but I also wanted to go out there and make that money. I ain't gonna make all that money for him. But he gave me a really good, solid skill set, and I feel like he helped me, give me a really good foundation to start driving and start driving smartly. And he definitely should. We went to some really cool places. Me and him, he took me for 3 weeks first. I've been through Tennessee, a lot of the Northeast, New York, Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, Indianapolis. Yeah, we've been to a bunch of places in those 3 weeks. It was wild. He showed me some really cool things, and in a way, this is gonna sound like a super trucker. I might sound like a super trucker every now and then, but deal with it. Don't care. He got that diesel in my veins, and once I got out on my own and I started rolling and I started feeling it, I got the move, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm doing. I got a purpose. I'm doing my thing. I finally figured out everything's clicking in place, and that's one thing I was really like about him. He was able to talk to you. He ain't no loudmouth, super trucking crazy person. He's just a chill dude, and that's what it is. He's chill. He's gonna teach you everything. He's not a screamer. Really cool man. Really cool man. Honestly, there's not enough nice things I can say about that guy. And honestly, if it wasn't for him being just really chill and just really laid back, teaching me what I needed to learn, and being able to have conversations with him, not just about trucking, but what trucking can do to you, and what and the cost, or not the cost of it, but just other things mentally, like what the stuff goes on in our heads besides just trucking, what kind of drain it is, what's mentally what's affecting you, or what is mentally affecting me, and all that. And that's the really cool thing, is that you're able to have these in-depth conversations and really see if this is something you want to do before you really get heavily invested into it. And like, I know a lot of guys out here, they don't last. Some guys might even come out here for a year, maybe 2, and you know what, it's just too much. It's just too hard. I mean, trucking does take a different person, and I know that. And I've done jobs where it's not even a job. I was a volunteer firefighter for a while. I think I did that 10 or 12 years, something like that. And being a volunteer, you just randomly leave. Everyone says, oh, it takes a special person. I never took it seriously. that was a special person. I was like, nah, I'm just doing something that I enjoy. I loved fighting fire. Was I ever gonna make it professionally? Hell no. Do I have the same certs as professionals? Yeah. But I wasn't an EMT guy. Most professional firefighters have to be EMTs too. So that's the big issue with that. I was like, nah, I ain't messing with that stuff. That's not me. Send me into a burning building, done. No problem. Not gonna think twice. I got some stories about that. You'll definitely get them. You're gonna get a little bit of everything from me on my channel. You're gonna hear how I kind of rolled through life, ups, downs, and you're gonna see my good days. You're gonna see my bad days. But so yeah, this is kind of like my introduction to YouTube, and I want to tell you guys, just say what's up. Again, I want to thank the White Trash Trucker, taking care of me, training me, and not throwing me out of the truck right away. And I also want to thank this guy Trucks for kind of showing me that it doesn't have to be educational. You don't have to be teaching on this thing. You just get on here and just talk and say what you got to say and just what you see. And that's one thing I want to say thanks, and for providing that kind of inspiration and show me a different side of the trucking YouTube world per se. And I'm not going to tag any of them in it. Well, maybe the White Trash Trucker, because I know he'll be cool with that. But again, want to say thanks. You guys have a good night, and hopefully I'll see you again. Oh, also, again, ADHD moment. I don't know when I'm going to be coming out with videos. I don't know if it's going to be an everyday thing, every other day, every couple weeks, or whatnot. So, please subscribe, hit the like button if you feel like it. I'm just trying to keep throwing out random content, and maybe I'll get down to a schedule, maybe I won't. But hopefully I can provide some different insight on things where people who were thinking about getting trucking or never even considered it was a possibility, and break that stereotype. I honestly, I'm a bit of a nerd. I play Magic here and there. I'm a big anime fan. Dragon Ball Z, as you can tell. My girlfriend got me this shirt, so thank her. It's badass. I'm a little bit of a farmer. Yeah. I got a little bit of everything. I'm like almost like the jack of all trades, just with none of the skills. So if you're whatever you're into, or if you even hit me up in the comments, whatnot, yeah, I might be into it. Chances are, or I might notice something about it. So anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. It's going a little long. I'm gonna try to keep it around the 30-35 minute mark, hopefully. That's just my goal. Hopefully I didn't get you guys too distracted or have a hard time following me. I'm still gonna use Notepad to try and keep me in somewhat of a order to follow-ish, give or take. But again, thanks for tuning in, checking out my first video. I am pretty nervous. You can probably see my hands flapping around like a fish. So, but I'm gonna end this here. You guys have a good day, good night, whatever it may be, TNs. And yeah, just subscribe, hit the like button, appreciate it, and have a good night.